What's up, everybody, and welcome to Kind of Funny Games Daily for Wednesday, August 20th, 2025. I'm one of your show hosts, Snowbike Mike, and that's Roger, my co-host. You didn't get to see it during the cold open, but I'm mad at Roger today because he made me host today's Kind of Funny Games Daily. Now, he said, she said, hey, it's on the calendar.
Lot of truth and lies.
You gotta host.
You don't want to get bogged down in any of that.
I don't want to get bogged down by that. I just want you to know that Roger was supposed to sit here. I wanted to sit there.
A lot of behind the scenes really quick. When you look at the calendar, the first name on the calendar for a show is the host, right?
Yeah.
So if you look at the calendar, it says Mike.
Let me tell you something really quick.
Roger.
The audience doesn't care about that. That's boring, okay? So they just want to know what Mike said.
Okay,
and when I
let's
say
look what Mike said.
Made me host, I'm uptight about it.
We do KFGD at 11, right? Not 10, he says. I say, yep. He said, you got to read today. I don't want to read. I said, no. I said, let's switch off each story. I was trying to kind of meet you in the middle. Maybe you had a little bit of an anxious day. You don't want to read. I get it. I don't like reading either. You say, done. And then you respond with that. Fine.
Well, I wrote done, and I was like, why would anybody respond done? That's a weird response.
Oh, that's a weird response. Fine. Fine is better. Fine is a nicer one to do.
Let's check in. Roger, welcome in. It is Wednesday. We're halfway through the work week. Ooh. Halfway through the school week if you're returning to class and the schools. Hey, go kick butt. Keep hitting the books. But Roger, how are we feeling today on this lovely August 20th?
Oh, man, I'm feeling good, looking good. Not really playing many games. Not really playing many games. I have a Redacted I'm playing. Not really feeling the Redacted, so I'm like, I'm just kind of like, I booted up Death Stranding 2 last weekend, maybe for 20 minutes, and I turned it off, and I just didn't play any video games the rest of the weekend. I don't know. I'm just like in a weird funk right now. I need something to get out of that funk. I'm looking for Silent Hill F.
Have you ever thought about playing a Pokemon Nuzlocke like me?
I don't play Pokemon like that.
Have you ever thought about maybe playing Splinter Cell like me?
Which one are you playing?
I'm going to go to Blacklist now. Yeah. I've done Conviction. I go to Blacklist now.
Yes, we got his ass. We got his ass.
I'm diving in, Raj.
And then maybe you go back and you try out Chaos Theory.
I mean, I'm just working down the list, Raj.
Yeah?
I also noticed that you didn't compliment me and my cool UC Santa Cruz Banana Slug sweatshirt.
Did that off the record?
Of course, I like to think of myself as a UC Santa Cruz Banana Slug. I feel like I identify.
Yeah, I call you Banana Slug a lot before I even knew what that was. If I look at you, I'm like, yeah, that's a good way to describe you.
Mike,
sure.
just so we're clear, you don't identify as a student there because you've never gone there.
No,
you
identify as a student. Like that's my alma mater. You know what I mean? Like
not.
I look back
you
and
didn't
it's
go
like
there.
I could have gone there. You know,
you couldn't have.
So why?
Just because of the vibes.
What's the vibes there? Just a party school?
No, it's a very chill vibe up there.
Oh, okay.
They're up in the hills of Santa Cruz overlooking the beach, kind of surfer mentality.
Have you ever visited the school or the dorms?
I have.
I don't
Great school.
you.
Yeah. Not legally. You just got broke in there. I'm a banana slug.
Roger, it's really cool. It's in the middle of a forest.
Oh, okay.
So like when you walk to a class, like you walk through the forest.
It feels like you're living and attending a school at a national forest, like a national park.
Yeah.
Because it's spread out.
I think you actually are. Like,
Yeah.
I think, it's in the
there
middle
it
of a
is.
national park.
Yeah.
So I identify as a banana slug.
Okay. So you're playing the Pokemon Nuzlocke. What are we at? 5 or 6?
Attempt number 5.
Okay.
I've lost some people. I've gotten the first 4 hours of Pokemon Emerald down to a science. I will now journey into uncharted territory afterwards. It's been fun.
Okay. So you think this is the one? You think 5 is the one?
5's the one.
Because we had a funny moment in the beginning before you even here.
Yeah.
Andy was talking about giving you shit about how many Nuzlocks you failed, and then he said, "Oh, he's Mike's over here. He's not doing this. He's not doing this, and he's also failing the 6th attempt of Nuzlocke." And Tim is so invested in your Nuzlocke journey. He says, he's already at 6? And then Andy was like, no, I'm just fucking around. I don't know. But that's how deep this is.
Andy couldn't handle the challenge. He can't handle the challenge like I can. I've taken on the challenge. I'm becoming the ultimate Pokemon master, and I have to set rules up for myself to make it more difficult.
Wait, sorry. Are you doing the, you only the first Pokemon you encounter you catch?
No, I'm not.
Okay, so you're also changing rules to make it more easy.
I'm cheesing it. Kevin, Roger, audience, let's jump right into it because this is Kind of Funny Games Daily.
Big show.
Each and every weekday, we run you through the nerdy news you need to know about live on YouTube, Twitch, and of course on podcast services around the globe. If you love what we do, consider supporting us with the Kind of Funny membership available on YouTube, Patreon, and now Spotify and Apple to get all of our podcasts ad-free. And, of course, watch us record them live and get your daily dose of Greg Miller with our exclusive show, Greg Way. For a chance to be part of the show, you can submit your thoughts and opinions as YouTube Super Chats as we go. Get involved in the conversation. Up next, some housekeeping news for you. Did you know that supporting us over on patreon.com/kindafunny at the premium collector's item tier gets you a limited edition poster made by the incredible Panda Musk? This month is Barrett themed with a Mob Psycho inspired poster featuring all of us. Grab it before the month ends. It's very cool.
It is very cool, everyone. Everyone should check it out. Everyone should go support us over there. We do this every month. We're going through the entire team, and Panda Musk has been making incredible posters for all of us. So, yeah, Barrett's is really sick.
And I'm in it. I just want you to know that Kevin was lighting a light at me like it was Morse code, and I saw it, and I reacted to it, but I didn't know what to do, so I just looked at it for a moment. But just know I saw you.
I'm going to be honest. I wanted to see if that was the system that I could use to get your attention, and it really
In the
worked.
middle of a podcast.
And you held it together.
That's nice.
Which
That's
Mike,
nice we're doing that.
I'm really proud. Hey, Roger, can you mind your own business?
Mike and Kevin
just so you know,
things.
if you were hosting, I would have never done that test.
Okay.
Yes,
I would have never
exactly.
done that test.
Would have broke him. This Friday, Kinda Funny makes their return to Mario Party with the biggest Mario Party stream we've ever done. Come join us all afternoon as we endure an IRL mini games that Mike and Roger have designed for us, all vying for a prize that could change the lives. Yes, the lives of all of our contestants. We're bringing back the punishment wheel, brought to you by Princess Peach. Tune in Friday after Gamescast exclusively on Twitch this Friday. It finally goes down. We got him to sit down and play Mario Party.
Yes. And we, of course, we have to add a little bit of flavor to it.
A little bit of fun.
Yeah, Mike and I were out after work hours. We were testing some of the games. It's a fun time, y'all. We're doing some Minute to Win It, some IRL challenges.
Yes.
You guys want to tune in and help us and support us because you want to see those punishment wheels as well because maybe Princess Peach comes through. Maybe Princess Peach with mustache comes through.
Talking about support, of course, don't forget we are a small business of 11, all about live talk shows. Today, you already got a Gamescast reaction to Kirby Air Riders, that direct. And then after Kinda Funny Games Daily, you're going to get 3 different Gamescasts covering Capcom previews with Resident Evil Requiem, Pragmata, and Onimusha from the team. So if you want to learn more about these Capcom titles, stay tuned. And then after the Gamescast, you will get a VR stream with Mike and Nick playing Alien Rogue Incursion.
It's VR?
It's VR. To celebrate, of course, Alien Earth. Episode 3 just dropped yesterday. I highly recommend you watch it. Mike and Nick love to talk about Alien.
Does Nick know he's going to be playing into VR?
No. We have a rule.
Oh.
Nick and Andy don't play VR. Only Mike does.
So you do.
They just watch me
You're the
in
sacrificial
world.
lamb.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, watch Mike play VR.
Watch me play VR. It's going to be a lot of fun. Of course, if you're a Kinda Funny member, today's Greg Way is somebody doing it, but I'm sure they're on it right now for you. And then thank you to our Patreon producers, Carl Jacobs, Omega Buster, and Delaney the Psalm Twining. Thank you for your support on Patreon. Today, we're brought to you by Factor, Shady Rays, and Aura Frames, but we'll tell you all about that later. Let's start with what is and forever will be the Roper Report. It's time for some news.
We have 7 stories today.
We have 7 stories today.
I never fill out that little thing. It's just a one blank, and I always forget it. I have to put the number of the stories.
You hear this excuse, chat? You hear this, audience?
I'm sorry, I wish the
he
host
was the
would
one
do
that was
that.
supposed to host.
I wish the
okay?
host would do that.
Story number 1. PlayStation 5 is going up in price in the U.S. starting tomorrow. This coming from Jordan Midler at VGC. The story reads, according to Sony, quote, similar to many global businesses, we continue to navigate a challenging economic environment. As a result, we've made the difficult decision to increase the recommended retail price for PlayStation 5 consoles in the U.S. starting on August 1st, end quote. The new
August
prices... 21st. August 21st, thank you so much. The new prices are as follows. PlayStation 5 will be at a retail price of $549.99, up from $499.99. PlayStation 5 Digital Edition is going up from $499.99 from $449.99. PlayStation 5 Pro is now going to be $749.99, up from $699.99. So you're going to see a price increase of $50 across all of the PlayStation 5 library here. The PlayStation 5 is the latest price of consumer tech to be impacted by the global economic issues. Sony previously increased the price of PlayStation 5 in select regions in August 2022, with both the digital and standard edition getting hikes in the UK, Europe, Australia, Japan, China, Mexico, and Canada, but not the United States. Then in 2025, it again raised the prices in multiple regions. Earlier this month, Nintendo raised the price of its original Nintendo Switch hardware, with the standard units increasing in a cost by $40, the OLED model by $50, and the Switch Lite by $30. Roger, you are seeing PlayStation now join with everyone, raising the price of their consoles $50 across all PlayStation 5s. What are you thinking about that?
This is an inevitable moment. I mean, I remember when Xbox raised their pricing, I looked at Greg, I looked at everybody here, and I said, what are we, with a week from now, PlayStation's going to do it, right? Like, we were waiting for the moment, especially since they did raise the prices throughout a lot of the rest of the world. So we were waiting for the moment in America, and they were holding on for dear life to not do this. And clearly, this is the moment with all these tariffs continuing and expanding and not going away. There was a lot of hope that maybe that would go away. Of course not. Of course, they're continuing. Of course, they're going to continue to grow. It's a sad situation. And we're going to talk about through the rest of this episode. We have a lot of uneasiness when it comes to pricing and when we talk about the Xbox ROG Ally. But it's so interesting going back. This is not the most scientific of reports, but I like looking. We're 5 years into the life cycle of the PS5 right now, right? And the console has now went up $50 instead of going down in pricing, which we usually see. This is 2018 for the PS4. This is a Black Friday bundle, but still, the PS4 for a 1 terabyte Spider-Man bundle was $200 from the $400 release day price of the PS4. That was about 5 years into the life cycle of the PS4. You can get a PS4 for $200, and now prices are $550 more expensive than ever to buy a PlayStation 5. That is an insane thought process. This is the time period where you would expect to get the Slim. You would expect these consoles to be $300.
Oh yes,
but now we are higher than we've ever been. So it's really, really upsetting to see, and it's just always now we're in the place now where the smell of the recession is in the air. And wow. I specifically when it comes to gaming and the rise of consoles and the amount of people buying consoles and playing video games, you're not going to see the PS5 continue to grow at an exponential rate. We're just going to have these moments where people are going to hold on to their consoles and maybe not look towards the PS6. I'm so interested to see what a PS6 looks like in few years now, right? Like we're close to a PS6 now, and is that launching at $700, right? Like it's wild times, and I don't even know where to look at this and where to start. Mike, where are you thinking?
Yeah, the big one that you bring up, of course, the price. Just looking at it, PlayStation 5 Pro, $750.
Jesus,
the base price of a PlayStation 5. $550. And it's interesting when you think about the future, Raj, right? Because we are in the heart of this console generation. We are looking kind of more at the back half than the start of it. And you talk about announcing hardware and what's next. Well, we have another company here on the next follow-up story that is announcing hardware, and they're kind of holding back on the price because there is going to be this moment of that sticker shock, that moment of you've announced something that, of course, I wanted, something that I know I'll probably have to move on to eventually. And what is this price tag going to be if this is what the price tag of a PlayStation 5, a Nintendo Switch 1 is right now? It gets scary. And yeah, I think it's going to lead to more people in this next generation holding on to the PlayStation 5, the Xbox Ones, there may be Nintendo Switches right now a little bit longer than they normally would.
And it's an interesting dilemma here, right? Because I say that I don't think that clearly the PS5 is selling a fuck ton, right? It's selling a lot of units. I am interested to see how much it continues to sell now that it is went up in pricing, right? And I look at every time I go to the supermarket now, I am shocked. I have to go to Costco to get my eggs. It's not like for real, because I go to any supermarket around me, and eggs are still $7.50. Like it is insanity that we have got to the point where, oh well, eggs are not exponentially the everything that was surrounding that's gone. Now we can drop down the prices. No, they just stay there now. We're at the place now where things inflate and they stay there. And I am so interested to see, specifically when it comes to the PlayStation 5, I don't think we are going to see until maybe the PS6, the PS5 ever go down. It is going to be $550. You're going to see the PS5 Pro be $750 right up until the PS6 comes out, and then maybe a few years into the PS6's life cycle, then we're finally going to have it drop down. But this is the new normal. This is what the companies are going to look towards, and they're going to weigh the math of how many people are actually buying these consoles post the price hike, and they're going to be like, well, we don't have to drop it. Maybe we didn't even need to ever do the thing where we make a slim cut version of these consoles and drop down the prices to about half. Maybe we could just keep them at the MSRP of the launch and just keep that going forever. And that's a really sad and scary time, because I know how many of my friends back in the day would get these consoles in the mid way of the cycles, right? How many PS2 Slims I would see around, and I had the PS2 Fat. I was very lucky. I was very lucky to have like a launch PS2, but when they became way cheaper and way smaller and way more abundant, that's when people jumped onto it. That's when the more casual gamers and the families that couldn't afford it originally would jump on. And now that's just not happening. We're not seeing that. That's why we're going to see the rise of Fortnite and PS4s continuing to be supported. Yeah, man, it's scary.
Console prices going up. We've seen games going up as well. You and Bletzy had a great conversation about Sean Layden and his comments about games prices and those increases. It's just happening all around us. And let's talk about a team who's now announcing a piece of hardware, but not announcing the price. Story number 2, Xbox ROG Ally line coming in October with Handheld Compatibility Program. This coming from Jordan Midler again at VGC. The handheld, which was announced during the Xbox Games Showcase at Summer Game Fest, is a collaboration between Asus and Microsoft. The Xbox ROG Ally will feature Xbox branding and a bespoke operating system, adding to the... Is it ROG, right? We're saying ROG, not
we can
ROG.
Call it, yeah, we can call it ROG.
Yeah, I
think we just call it ROG now because of me, which I think is cute.
Adding to the ROG successful gaming handheld line.
Fuck you. We just established.
Both handhelds will be released on October 16th. Details about pricing and pre-orders are coming soon, according to Microsoft. Alongside the announcement, Microsoft has revealed the Handheld Compatibility Program, which it calls, quote, a new Xbox initiative designed to make more games ready to play on your supported handheld. We have worked with game studios to test, optimize, and verify thousands of games for handheld compatibility, allowing you to jump into the game without having to tweak settings or requiring only minor adjustments, end quote. This appears to be Microsoft's version of the Steam Deck verified tag, which developers and publishers have used as a selling point for Steam Deck titles for years. At launch, there will be 2 tags, handheld optimized and mostly compatible.
Huh.
Mike,
not like hey, this is not compatible?
Mostly.
So they have handheld optimized, mostly compatible. I'm just so interested to see if there is one that just says not supported. You would think so, right?
Maybe they just don't even show you that.
Yeah, maybe they're just like...
Because like on Steam, there's 3.
Yes, Steam lets you know, like, hey, this shit is not supported, even though that lies too, but whatever.
Microsoft's description for each tags are handheld optimized. This indicates games that are ready to go with default controller inputs and an intuitive text input method, accurate iconology, clear text, legibility, and appropriate resolution for full screen mode. So you can spend less time adjusting settings and more time defeating the next big boss. Mostly compatible, this indicates games that may require minor in-game setting changes for an optimal experience on handheld. So, Roger, this first part, because we're going to split these into 2 sections right now, we now have more details and a date for the line of Xbox ROG Allies coming out on October 6th. No price mentioned yet. We'll get to that next. Let's talk about the date, and let's talk about these 2 the new Xbox initiative for handhelds?
Well, October 16th is very soon to not have a date. I mean, sorry, to not have a
no price. Yeah.
That's kind of wild. But that's where I am very excited for this piece of hardware. Like, genuinely, I want to at least hold it and feel it, because here's the issue, Mike. I'm feeling the Steam Deck. It's getting old. I don't want to play with you anymore. I want to drop you in the trash. And it's e-waste. It's e-waste. It's happening. I also have a base Steam Deck, so I don't have the OLED version of it. Yeah. So I'm looking at that screen. It's way too heavy. I'm like, I'm not liking you anymore. You're just a little too chunky. Games are not running as well as I want them to. I want a Windows handheld. And what Xbox is doing here, in my opinion, I think is the future of gaming. I want to be able to have not a dual boot situation, but I want to be able to play my Xbox games through Windows and also have that layer of compatibility that takes away a lot of the junk that Windows has that basically creates performance issues when it comes to handhelds. That is the most interesting part of the ROG Ally, in my opinion. Them having the two verification handheld optimized and the mostly compatible stuff, that's cool. I'm interested to see. I would love to talk to a developer of what does that look like on the back end, specifically now when it comes to this, right? Because I know with Steam, I'm pretty sure Steam just does that all themselves. Is that Microsoft now doing that all themselves? That's really cool. It's a nice initiative that they're doing. If that is so, I wonder how much extra work that is on top of having to focus on Steam Deck and now having to focus on Xbox OS and then now all these consoles for all these developers. That's a lot of work for developers to kind of focus in on and make sure that these games are now working on all of the platforms. But it is nice that they have it, and I don't think it's too confusing. I saw also people in the chat saying that. I mean, this is what Steam does already, right? Steam literally has the exact...
know what Steam says is right.
It's
either ready to rock and roll,
or there's
it's
a little bit...
there's a problem here because you're trying to play Age of Empires on a Steam Deck, and this is a mouse point-and-click type game, and that's not really what the Steam Deck is. So,
I'm very excited for this just because, I have a lot of games on Xbox. I have Game Pass. I like the ecosystem of Xbox. That's the preferred ecosystem that I have, honestly. So being able to just connect it all and, carry this thing around, I just don't want it to be too heavy. That's my kind of big main thing. I don't want this thing to be too heavy, and I don't want it to go away in the future whenever, Xbox does their next generation handheld. I don't want them to forget about this thing because I'm sure they will one day. Mike, what do you think about this?
Yeah, October 16th, right around the corner. Very exciting. We already knew it was coming out this year. It's just nice to now have a date in front of it, especially right before the holiday season, right? You get out in October, then we get into November and December. We can kind of hit that big holiday push, try to market this, try to get it out in front of people. I'm excited because, the sooner the better, Roger. As the diehard Xbox guy here, I've always dreamt of having an Xbox handheld. I have tried the Steam Deck. I haven't fallen in love with that. I just haven't fallen in love with much gaming on the go or just handheld gaming for a long time. So I'm hoping that maybe this will change my ways. Maybe this will get me excited, or this is something that I use once again like a Steam Deck where I use it twice and I go, this isn't for me, and I really finally have that realization within me of I'm just not an on-the-go gamer. I am at the house, on the couch, or in front of the PC.
Yeah.
But on top of that, Jason Roundle and his team have done an incredible job already with the hardware devices, how they've implemented into mobile and cloud gaming, right? You bring up, hey, how does this look on the developer side? Or is Xbox and Microsoft kind of taking the front of that of hey, we're going to help you. We're going to get you into this handheld compatibility program and figure it out for you. They've done a really good job on the mobile side. If you've ever booted up xCloud on your mobile device, adding in touchscreen controls, being able to adjust where those controls are, and really trying to help the developer get these games over there as fast as possible so you can play them. We've seen that with backwards compatibility. We've seen that with FPS boost as well. It's a lot of the Xbox team trying to help developers or just doing it themselves and saying, hey, it's this easy. We can flip a switch in your game all of a sudden is that much better.
Yeah.
I think it's going to be a nice blend here. And it is something that you have to know. I think I was kind of sold at the beginning, Roger, of this, of well, if it's a mini PC in my hands and it's just running PC Game Pass, why is there question marks here when I first heard this of everything should run then, right? And of course, no, that's not really how it goes. Yeah. There are different things that have to be accounted for. Smaller screen, not having a mouse and keyboard in front of you. So it is just full controller support. So how do you do that? How do you make sure that I, as the consumer, can quickly identify that, jump right in and play immediately without having any issues?
The ROG Ally, or ROG Ally, as some people are calling it, cool people, it doesn't have touchpads on it, right?
I have not. No, there's no touchpads on this.
Actually,
Like the Steam Deck, I know has that
Yeah,
weird little touchpad
that's
thing. I
tough.
haven't seen a touchpad
That's
on
tough.
this.
Yeah.
Why? You like the touchpad?
I think it's important to have a touchpad. Like
Really?
the amount of times that it has saved my ass when I'm like, I need to be able to like do something in a menu that is not made for it, and I actually just need to use it. Like having to touch the screen, yeah, that's tough actually.
Okay.
Oof. Okay.
That's very interesting. I'm also somebody who has really enjoyed when we talk about gaming on the go and mobile gaming with xCloud. I've enjoyed having my controller with more of a phone clip because I still enjoy having the controller in my hand.
Yeah.
I haven't had many Steam Deck uses or of course, the Asus ROG before. What's it called? The original product that you've had or Greg's had.
Greg has it. I don't know.
Yeah, what's it called?
I don't know.
Okay, we don't know the name.
Raj?
Of that.
Is it a Raj?
Raj, but it's not an Ally, right? Or is it an Ally?
I don't know. This is the Raj Ally over here.
Either way, I
No touchpads.
kind of like having the controller in my hands. So it'll be interesting to see what Jason Ronald and the team do when it talks about like controller support and all that. Bluetooth headphone devices. What does that look like? I mean, that team's already working hard on that to make sure on October 16th we're ready to rock and roll. But yeah, everything seems good right now. But Roger, there is a catch to all of this.
Yeah, tell me.
You have a date. You now know that the team is working on 2 compatible modes so you can quickly and easily identify your games. But what's up with the price, Roger?
Oh.
Story 2B. Microsoft still can't say how much the ROG Xbox Ally X will cost due to macroeconomic conditions, despite announcing release date and availability details. This coming from Tom Phillips at IGN. Speaking to IGN today at Gamescom, Microsoft and Asus said the companies still need, quote, more time to figure out the macroeconomic impact to pricing, end quote. The statement comes amid a backdrop of frequently shifting market conditions fueled by ever-changing U.S. tariffs. The decision to confirm the widely expected October 16th ROG Ally Xbox Ally X release date, but simultaneously holding back on the shared price details comes as a major surprise, following multiple reports by the reliable retail site
DL Labs.
Dia Labs.
D Labs?
Okay.
DEA Labs.
Okay.
Drug Enforcement Agency Labs.
That appeared to pin down the dollar and euro price points for both the ROG Ally X and the lower price twin ROG Xbox Ally. These reports correctly stated the handheld's now confirmed Xbox October 16th release date, adding to their legitimacy, while also stating that pre-orders would open today, August 20th, once launch details were public. Obviously, with final pricing now left up in the air, pre-orders have been left to go live another day. Quote, "This is always a challenge," Jason Ronald, Microsoft's vice president of Xbox gaming devices and ecosystem, told me, replying to a question from IGN in a roundtable interview. And you always try to find the right balance between affordability and price point, and I think especially in a mobile form factor that also adds a dimension such as battery life in as well. And then, as you said, the macroeconomic climate is challenging. I think we will have to. We need more time to figure the macroeconomic impact to pricing, and that's why we'll be sharing more later in September and October, end quote.
By the way, September and October.
We'll figure it out.
Yeah.
It's a moving target,
Yeah, but
Roger.
October is when they're releasing, the second week.
Now, Dealer Labs previously stated that the ROG Xbox Ally X would cost 899 euros, while the lower price ROG Xbox Ally would cost 599 euros. Today, a fresh update from Dealer Labs and Best Buy stated that the handheld's U.S. prices would be $899 and $549 respectively. Time will tell if these prices end up shifting before Microsoft announces them itself. So,
Yeah.
Roger, we got a lot going on here.
So the pricing, and I added the and Best Buy part because Wario64 is also reporting that the back end of Best Buy is saying these numbers. So these numbers are connected and is coming from somewhere. The fact that Dia Labs and also Best Buy have these exact numbers in their back end. I don't know if that is just the tentative price that they're working at and then it might go higher. I don't think there's any fucking way that these prices go lower. I don't think that Xbox is in when they talk about the macroeconomics of it all, I don't think they're saying, oh, we're going to try to make it lower, guys. Don't worry. I think they're like, oh, no, we might have to brace to make it higher because of tariffs and everything that's going on right now. So this is probably the lowest you're going to get it. I mean, egg on my face if they actually make this $500. I feel like that would be the perfect number where you want to be at. You want to be at the $500 for the base one, but like $900 for like the X version of that? Oof, that's tough. That's a tough number right there.
It's a lot to swallow already, Roger, but we have seen the prices with the Steam Deck already, right? We've kind of had this handheld market building already, and you can kind of point to like, well, this is how much that is, this is how much that higher end one is. So you kind of start like reducing the stress of like, oh, wow, the sticker shock is really throwing me off here. We're kind of getting in the ballpark of like, okay, well, this is kind of how these prices go, and we really got to look at ourselves and say, this probably isn't your main console. This is an accessory to your main console that you're going to enjoy more gaming time with. So you have to look at it and go, do I need this? Is this something I have to be here for day one on? It is wild that we are still trying to figure out prices while now announcing an October 16th release date. But then on the same time, we're getting back-end pricing of $900 and $550.
Yeah, man, it's a messy rollout. I think it started even from the beginning with the Summer Game Fest, them showing the Hollow Knight thing and being like, "What's going on here?" Like, it looks cool, but like, the messaging is not there. This is to me. This is going to be a cool console for like the hardcore of the hardcore, like for us, like to have, but like this is not breaking out. This is not going to be a Steam Deck moment. This is not going to be a moment where, you know, I have people that play a few games every few years and they're like, maybe I get a Steam Deck. Like I have those people in my friend groups that spoke to them, so they got a Steam Deck, and it was in an ecosystem that they cared about. But one, Xbox's ecosystem is kind of splintered, right? I'm not going to say it's mega small, but it is smaller when you, in the grand scheme of things, when you talk about Steam of all places, right? And then you look at the price tag of $900, $550, respectively. You know, the asterisk right there. It might not actually be these numbers, but that's probably what we're looking at. Yeah. And also on top of that, this is not technically a fully Xbox thing. Like it is an Xbox thing, but it's an Asus thing that is running Windows, that it does not run your Xbox proper games. So it's a PC, you know what I mean? You just start splintering the audience where it's going to be cool for nerds like us, but I don't see this, especially at this price tag, blowing up the mainstream. And I hope honestly, in the grand scheme of things, that this does do well, just because I want Xbox to get another crack at this. I want them to continue to try to make the actual ultimate Xbox, you know, handheld. But I'm also fearful that in this market conditions and the way that we do things now, where something doesn't do as well as we think it's going to do, or it bombs or whatever it is, and we just drop things like hot potatoes. We just drop things like hot potatoes, we move on to the next thing, and we freak out. And I specifically with where Microsoft is right now, there's a world where this doesn't do well, like to a point where they look at each other and they say, we're not doing a handheld ever again. And that's scary to me, because like that's the future of Microsoft for me, is I want that handheld. I want them to be able to connect everything and do that, like that pipe dream of, oh, we have Xbox and we have Windows and it's all in one thing and it's a handheld. Like that to me is like the future of Xbox. And if this doesn't do well to the point where they're like, we can't even do that ever again, like, I don't know if that's realistic, but that's my biggest fear, I guess.
That is a fear.
Yeah.
And it is also a fear today as we look at pricing from all over the board and we see PlayStation announcing their price increases, but a PlayStation 5 Pro is $750 and now an Xbox handheld, which I know it's not apples to apples or oranges to oranges, but like we are talking about pricing today. We can now look at it and be like, well, we can buy this Xbox accessory for possibly $900, right? Go out and get a PlayStation 5 Pro for cheaper, which is a wild.
It's a wild sentiment.
So we're just this is a tough one, Raj. We're in a changing, shifting world, and pricing is getting harder and harder for these companies to figure out because they want the consumers to jump in. They also, of course, want to raise the bottom line. They want to make money for themselves and their shareholders. They want the consumers hopefully to be happy, right? They want us to buy it and buy in and go, yes, I need that. I want this. And it's continuing to get harder and harder from both ends, from consumers and companies, to find the happy medium in what is just a wild world out here.
I want to shout out Natty in the chat saying, Natty before was saying, don't be scared, Roger. They said that multiple times, and I appreciate that.
Don't be scared,
I can't be scared, but I'm just scared. I want
It's a multi-trillion-dollar company. They're going to try again if they fail. Don't worry about
you
it.
think so? You think so?
They'll try again. They'll try to get into your wallet again. That's what they do.
I mean, they'll try to get my wallet. I just want I love my Steam Deck, but fuck, man, I want competitors in this space that are reasonably priced, and this is looking more and more for the out there, hobbyist adult gamers that I want to be able to get within that $400 to $500 range, and it's just not feasible, it seems like.
Of course, and we'll find out more hopefully in September and October. This seems like they'll sell more and find it, but October 16th, you can keep an eye out for the Xbox ROG Ally and Ally X. Keep an eye out for that, and hopefully pricing and pre-orders very, very soon. But Roger, I have more stories to get through, but let's take a quick moment and pause for a word from our sponsors.
Between busy schedules and summer plans, sometimes all you got is a couple of minutes. Factor helps so many of us here at Kinda Funny eat smarter with tasty, chef-prepped meals that are dietitian approved and delivered right to my door. And now, with more than 65 weekly meals made for how we live and what I like to eat, we've got even more ways to fit in a real meal wherever the day takes us. On many occasions, Factor has completely saved Greg and Jen when they needed it most. Choose from a wider selection of weekly meal options, including premium seafood choices like salmon and shrimp at no extra cost. Eat smart at factormeals.com/kindafunny50 off and use code kindafunny50 off to get 50% off your first box, plus free breakfast for 1 year. That's code kindafunny50 off at factormeals.com for 50% off your first box, plus free breakfast for 1 year. Get delicious, ready-to-eat meals delivered with Factor. Offer only valid for new Factor customers with code and qualifying auto-renewing subscription purchase.
This episode's brought to you by Shady Rays. You know that moment. The one when you realized you left your favorite pair of sunglasses at the beach. We've all been there. I'll never forget leaving my incredibly overpriced sunglasses at a restaurant in Santa Monica. That was 13 years ago, and it still haunts me to this day. But then I found Shady Rays and everything changed. Seriously good looking, polarized, durable, and not stupidly expensive. And here's the wild part. If you lose or break them, even on day one, Shady Rays will send you a brand new pair. No guilt trip, just replacements. So now you can actually wear your sunglasses without fear. Y'all know I've been outside in the sun a lot playing Pokemon Go, and it's such a great experience wearing Shady Rays when I'm all out and about. Shady Rays is eyewear that has your back. We've teamed up with Shady Rays to bring you an exclusive offer. Check this out. You can head to shadyrays.com, use code FUNNY for 35% off polarized sunglasses. Try for yourself the shades rated 5 stars by over 300,000 people. Shady Rays, use the code FUNNY. This episode is brought to you by Aura Frames. Aura Frames are the perfect way to relive your favorite memories that you created throughout this beautiful, beautiful summer season. No lie, Aura Frames are undeniably the best gift I have ever given. Family, friends, partners, everyone loves being able to have beautiful frames showing off their loved ones and their favorite memories. Aura Frames are incredibly smart and easy to use, allowing you to upload unlimited photos and videos directly from your phone to the frame. Plus, the coolest thing, you can order the frame online and preload it with photos and videos using the Aura app. So it's ready to go right out of the box when you give it to someone. There's unlimited storage, so you can store as many photos and videos as you can find, and it's so simple to set up. Start reliving your favorite memories by visiting auraframes.com. For a limited time, listeners can get $35 off their best-selling Carver matte frame. That's AURA frames.com, promo code KINDAFUNNY. Support the show by mentioning us at checkout. Terms and conditions apply. auraframes.com, kinda funny.
Welcome back, everyone. It's Mike and Roger to kick off your Kinda Funny Games Daily Part 2, second half of the show. We have some breaking news jumping into this one, Roger, and it's going to kind of mesh into the story we were already going to talk about. Yeah. We were going to talk about BioShock, Cloud Chamber, the studio behind it, and them appointing Rod Fergusson into the team. But now we have breaking news coming from Jason Schreier on top of that.
Yeah.
Take-Two guts BioShock studio after a decade of development. This coming from the Stry guy, Jason Schreier at Bloomberg. Take-Two Interactive Software laid off about a third of its staff at Cloud Chamber, the studio behind the next BioShock game, according to people familiar with the move. Cloud Chamber, which has offices in California and Montreal, cut more than 80 jobs Tuesday, as part of a reorganization, said the people who asked not to be identified because they weren't authorized to speak publicly. The studio had about 250 employees before the cuts.
Yeah. Jason Schreier's entire reporting, I'm sure we're going to talk about tomorrow because it has a lot of stuff. There are a lot of good, interesting details right there, specifically about the game's development, why it was having issues, maybe some other studios that were working on it as well. He goes in depth. We'll talk more about that later, but that's kind of the adds on to the next part of the story that we will talk about as well.
Yeah, and let's keep that story going now. We're going to switch gears over to Rebecca Valentine at IGN, who reports BioShock studio Cloud Chamber undergoes layoffs and appoints Rod Fergusson new BioShock head. 2K Games is laying off an unknown number of individuals at BioShock studio Cloud Chamber as it undergoes efforts to rework its upcoming new BioShock game. It's also installing former Gears of War head and Diablo franchise lead Rod Fergusson as head of BioShock and Cloud Chamber at 2K. Fergusson departed Blizzard earlier this month with no word on why he left or who would replace him. This was gleaned from an email sent by 2K president David Ismailer to staff and subsequently shared with IGN, and it reads in part, quote, "Work on the next BioShock game has been underway for several years. While we're excited about the foundational gameplay elements of the project, we've made the decision with the studio leadership to rework certain aspects that are core to a BioShock game, and in doing so are reducing the size of the development team to focus on this work and give the game more time in development." End quote. Employees impacted are being informed today. 2K did not share how many are impacted. So back to the top with Jason Schreier, it does look like we have 80 employees being laid off from Cloud Chamber. We have now Rod Fergusson being implemented as the head of Cloud Chamber and the BioShock game. Roger, a lot going on here. We talked about it last week when I believe Jason Schreier talked about the troubling development of BioShock and really the story having a problem right there and them trying to rework that. We talked what could happen. Now Rod Fergusson leaves Diablo. He's now implemented into this or inputted into this. How do we feel about what's going on here?
Our hearts go out to everybody that lost their jobs. I mean, that's a staggering amount of people in an already hard video game landscape when it comes to the economy and everybody that's hiring. So our hearts go out to them because this sucks and this is terrible. But when it comes to Rod Fergusson coming in to kind of save the game, I mean, I guess he's done it a few times now. He's come into franchises that were hurting and were having issues, and he's the guy in the industry to come through and kind of make this all happen and make and kind of focus a development and hopefully get to a place where a game can be released. So I'm interested to see. It's interesting because I see people in the chat being like, "Oh, well, were these layoffs because of Rod Ferguson's paycheck?" I don't think that's what's happening here. I mean, I don't know the back end of this all, but I don't think they're laying him off because they had to afford Rod Fergusson over here. It seems like this is a troubled development that has ballooned in scale, and then now they have to cut back on everything and restart development in a roundabout way here. This seems like a desperate Hail Mary of we need somebody in there that's been in this franchise before for sure. We can't get the other person that was doing it because he's making Judas, which is basically like a BioShock Light that's also for 2K. So we need the other person. Okay, Rod, come in here, fix this. Hopefully this makes this happen. It feels kind of desperate. I'm hoping for the best because I want BioShock 4. I want this game to be good. I want this to actually deliver, but this is definitely a Hail Mary.
Yeah, there's a lot going on in this story here, Roger, and there's a lot to break down, so I'll try to take it slow and hit some points with you. But, of course, taking away 80 employees out of the 250 that you had is a huge cut, a massive blow, and really, of course, unfortunate in the industry as we continue to see layoffs. As you said, our hearts go out to everyone affected, and this sucks, especially with a company like 2K, Roger. We continue to look up at these companies and say, when is enough with the shareholders, the price, trying to gain more, trying to make more money and continue to elevate that stock price. It's like, man, when are human lives accounted for this? It's never enough, especially with GTA looming. You have NBA 2K that makes them plenty of money as well. It's like, it's never enough. So that really, really sucks. Now you bring in Rod, which that has to be a wild conversation.
Yeah.
Hey, Rod, BioShock's not looking good. We're also probably going to lay off 80 employees here. So we're going to give you, call it a smaller team. figure it out.
Figure it out.
And so they must really trust this guy. Of course, Rod, as you brought up before, is very talented. He's done this before. He has a track record of coming in and helping teams and really getting them to the finish line. And it seems like this is what needs to happen now. It will be an interesting one of Jason Schreier bringing up almost a decade of work on this game. And then you read the 2K president with his email that says, hey, we're excited about the foundational gameplay elements of the project. We've made the decision with studio leadership to rework certain aspects of the core to the BioShock game. It's like, okay, well, what is that, right? If we got a good foundation, what is that we're looking for? Is it the story elements here? Is something just not clicking to make this great? We talk about BioShock. Does it still have the sway in 2025 like it did 10, 15 years ago? It's a different marketplace now, and we're seeing a lot of games that are trying to come back in this single player space, having sometimes troubled times to really find that audience. And so, yeah, Rod, now in a smaller group, does this mean we go back to the drawing board and it's going to be another 5 years on this game?
Oh, yeah.
Is the now 250 minus 80 people going to be enough to get us to the finish line within the next 2 to 3 years? Or where does this really lead us to? So, yeah, BioShock right now is one of those where you put that on the shelf and we might not think about this for a while until it's reintroduced to the world.
Yeah, it's funny to think that we, in pretty much every single predictions episode for the last few years, we're like, BioShock, where's BioShock? And now we're like, no, we have to wait another 5-6 years for this one. I don't think... to me, the marketing speak of them trying to be like, well, we have a good foundation, and also we're cutting a bunch of people, and also we're bringing in Rod, speaks to me like we're reworking a huge amount of this game. Like we're not going to be, the foundation is not as strong as we think it is. To me, I wouldn't be surprised if this is a full reboot of the entire game. We're just starting from scratch, and maybe we're using some assets, but like we're starting from scratch. We're gonna restart this entire game. This does not seem to me like you don't gut the team and then also change leadership this deep into development if everything's going well, and bringing in a new voice from an outside studio that hasn't made a BioShock in years. Like this is going to be a full fresh start. I mean, man, it's scary to think, because this is where the industry goes now, is that when you see things like this, you just have to look around and be like, fuck, are we actually ever getting this game? And that's the thing where I'm looking at. I don't even think about like where the market stands with BioShock. I'm like, we're not. I don't think we're getting this game. Like that's my biggest thought here is I don't think we're getting this game.
Well, you're bringing a big name to take over that studio, so it's hard to be like, oh, we're going to cut that game after you just hired Rod Fergusson, and like now he's taking over a whole studio in the head of BioShock, right? So like
crazier things have happened though.
Exactly, it's hard to be like, well, they're going to cut that game, but you are right, Roger, right? Like in recent months, we've seen Perfect Dark in the Initiative completely just get cut right away. Of like, well, that wasn't working, that's done. And 2K, I mean, they've been working on it for almost a decade. That's a long time to work and not have things go the right way and then finally say, well, we got to hit the reset button. So this is going to be one we'll keep an eye on for a long time. Of course, our hearts go out to everyone affected by those layoffs. That absolutely sucks, and I'm sure we're going to be getting more Jason Schreier reporting throughout the day and into tomorrow. So if you are interested in this BioShock story with Cloud Chamber Entertainment, I'm sure you will get a lot more from us here at Kind of Funny Games Daily as more come out to light.
I want another BioShock, man, more than anything. I love BioShock.
Well, Roger, this is a hard one to switch over to because now we have to celebrate and get excited for a small team coming out with a big game because it's finally time. Hollow Knight Silksong gets a special presentation tomorrow, this coming from Team Cherry themselves. The tweet reads, "The countdown is on. Join us in 48 hours for a special announcement about Hollow Knight Silksong, premiering here with their YouTube link over to their channel." So you have the big story. Jason Schreier also blue skies and says, here we go. Silksong will have a special announcement on Thursday at 10:30 a.m. Eastern. And coming from me on Thursday, the story behind why Silksong took 7 years to make. Stay tuned. Jason Schreier. He's working. He's got everything for you right now.
I hope it's not a sad, scary story. like when I see that, I'm like, oh no. Hopefully something crazy. Like hopefully it's just like, oh man, like where we had to restart the game. We had issues with that. Hope it's not like, fuck. Like there was so much turmoil and fucking. I mean, I'm interested to see. That's a good tease right there. Shout out Jason Schreier. Right? It's a very good tease. What is your thoughts on this? They were talking about it yesterday. Shadow drop. I think I'm at the place now where this game's coming out tomorrow.
Yeah, Roger, I'm tough because I'm not the Hollow Knight guy. I did
Yeah.
not play the first one. I
got slapped playing it. Yeah.
And you got slapped playing it because everyone was mad at you.
Yeah.
So, like, I'm not like, Snowbike Mike is not going, oh, I'm over the moon for this. I'm more excited of like, wow, this Team Cherry was able to get to the finish line after so long, and how the hype level for this game is through the roof with everyone around me. It's exciting to be like, we're here now. How awesome is that? And yeah, when you bring up Jason's Blue Sky post of like, I got a story about this, it's like, well, that's very exciting because hopefully it's positive.
Yes.
Hopefully they're like, hey, man, we had a killer game in Hollow Knight. We made so much money that we're able to take care of our employees, a small team.
Take time.
Take as much time as we wanted. We reiterated. We worked on things. We scrapped things. And we never felt the pressure of like, we got to get there. That's why
I'm sure they never felt the pressure of this game. I had the moment where I was talking to Leanza, and I had to explain to her what the meme of Half-Life 3 was.
Yeah.
And the only way that I could explain it to her that she understood was Silksong. Because that's what it's become now. Silksong is the new Half-Life 3, and that's crazy. That's so much pressure for this small team to have to deal with, that they're now the meme in every single fucking presentation. Silksong, Silksong, Silksong. That's nuts. That's a lot of pressure.
And so you hope it's nothing but sunshine and gumdrops, but it's probably a lot more hard work and dedication and blood, sweat, and tears that have gone into this. So it sounds like you will not only get to celebrate what will be the announcement of this game, hopefully, I mean, you would have to assume a release date for this. Yes. Maybe it is a shadow drop. Maybe it's released later. I mean, they said by the time the Xbox...
What is your prediction?
ROG Ally comes out October 16th.
You think it's the same day?
October 16th.
That's nuts. No, they would never. You think the Xbox gave them the bag and said same day?
What if?
I mean, like, what's the point, though? What's the point of them getting that bag? Of like, hey, come out. It comes out on every single other platform, probably, unless it's exclusive. That'd be crazy, but that doesn't make sense. It's a PC.
I mean, the marketing since they've announced Xbox or Silksong on Game Pass and with the ROG Ally has been what we talk about that handheld so much. So yeah, we'll see tomorrow. Tune in and have some fun with that. Roger, are you excited because you've played the game now?
Oh, I'm so excited.
You're pumped up.
I'm so excited, and like, yeah, I got the little heart excitement. I felt it. I felt it rushing. I felt my heart, felt my blood rushing when they were talking about a shadow drop, and I was like, I don't want to get too excited, but I also feel like it's happening. And if that game comes out now, talk about the gamer funk. Oh, it's gone. I'm fucking locked in, bro. Oh my god, if it's on the Switch too. Ooh, every day I'm playing this game. I'm so excited.
What time tomorrow? 10:30 a.m. Eastern Standard Time for all of you out there. So keep an eye out for it. Of course, go to their YouTube channel to watch it and have some fun. Let's go to our final news story of the day. Starfield is coming to Switch 2 next year. It's claimed. This coming from Chris Scullion at VGC. A port of Starfield reportedly be released on Switch 2 next year. That's according to industry insider Nate the Hate, who has a track record of breaking stories about unreleased games. Quote, Indiana Jones and the Great Circle won't be the only Bethesda game coming to Nintendo Switch in 2026.
Skyrim again.
Quote, he posted on X. See that planet? You can go there. Aside from landing on a PS5, Starfield is planned for release on Nintendo Switch 2 in 2026. Starfield has yet to be officially confirmed for PlayStation, but numerous reports, including one earlier this month, suggest Bethesda's sci-fi RPG is being readied for Sony console.
I'm very excited. I'm excited for he says the thing of see that planet, you can go there, right? That's the rumor that they're opening up the world where it's going to be like No Man's Sky, where you can just go from planet to planet without having to wait, or you go on the ship and then you go there.
Okay.
I remember seeing that rumor, so it seems like that's what they're talking about. That's a very exciting idea, and that on the Switch too, like. There's a chance that runs better on my Switch 2 than it does on my Series S, and that actually might be true. That's kind of crazy.
Switch 2, PlayStation 5, both exciting stuff. Of course, we've seen Xbox open it up and start going more multi-plat, giving games over to other, ecosystems and seeing that really benefit them as well. We've seen a lot of Xbox games go over to PlayStation these past couple of months and be some of the top-selling games over there. And yeah, Starfield, coming from Bethesda, beloved RPG maker. Everybody wants that. Now coming over to PlayStation and Switch 2, which hopefully will continue to gain a larger and larger install base. And definitely the Switch 2, which has been like the big selling point is, hey, we have better tech now, so third parties can really come and get involved. This is what you want to see. And we know Xbox wants to play ball with everybody.
Yes.
So, yeah, the idea that Starfield could possibly be on Switch too, sign it. Let's get it over there right away.
I think that next year is going to be the year of Xbox going over to Switch. And I thought this was going to be the year with Call of Duty. Seems like it's not going to be. I could see next year being the moment where that next Call of Duty is the one that launches on Switch 2. So that's very exciting. But we need to fucking update those Joy-Cons and actually have analog triggers, because what are we fucking doing? I will keep on talking
You don't like
about
the
this.
mouse click.
I don't like this
The
bullshit.
kids like the mouse click
this
now,
bullshit
Raj.
baby fucking clicks.
That's
I want
crazy.
to pull down. I want to pull down on it.
Wow. Okay.
Fuck those
Well,
things.
Roger, if
It's a
Call
toy.
of Duty was ever to come to my Nintendo Switch, that would be big news. But what if I didn't want some big news? What if I need smaller news? Where would I go?
You can go to our last story, the Wii News channel, where we cover all the small news items you need to know about.
Roger, let me take you to the Wii News Network.
Oh!
6 new heroes are coming to Deadlock, along with new various updates.
You say this?
This also is a special super chat coming in from Average John, who says, Deadlock update, guys. Play it. We stack one lane.
We ruined Roger's life. I was looking at this. Andy was showing it. Did you boot it up yet?
I have not turned this on.
He showed it to me. Wow, this game looks different. They added some textures. The game looks like a real game. The menus are awesome. It's coming along. 1.0 soon, maybe.
Just
1.0.
remember, I think this was my game of the year last year, and it was still just an early access, not even an announced game. Remember, we weren't even allowed to talk about it,
Yeah,
but
yeah.
people were playing it, so they were talking about it. What a time to be
What
alive
a
with
fun
Deadlock.
time. Also, what great marketing too, because they knew what they were doing. They knew everyone was going to be talking about it.
Oh, you can't keep it secret.
It's
We
awesome.
want to talk about it. Roger, let's get real. 6 new heroes coming to Deadlock.
Come on.
This game rocks.
Come on.
If you ever wanted to get into a MOBA, but you were afraid to play League of Legends or Dota, maybe you never jumped into Smite, which is actually a really good game. Maybe you never played Heroes of the Storm, one of my favorites. Maybe you never played Pokemon Unite. Deadlock is a great way to jump in. Of course, this now will have a new audience that is still learning. You won't absolutely get dominated every single game. It is a fun third-person over-the-shoulder shooter mixed with a MOBA, so it's very, very cool.
It's fun.
It's a fun game. I really, really like this game.
It's
so
a really fun
I'm excited to check out the updates. I'll write that down of like, oh, snap, I should get on that.
Yeah, let's do a stream.
You know what else I should get on? The Splinter Cell anime series. A teaser is coming from Ubisoft on Twitter.
They put up a poster right here. It's called Splinter Cell Death Watch. We've known this for a while. The voice actor is Liev Schreiber? Ray Donovan. Ray Donovan is the voice actor for this. It's a Netflix series, and it is helmed by the John Wick franchise creator. So this is some good shit. Some good shit right here. And, what if this is the beginning of a new era for Splinter Cell? What if Michael Ironside is stuck in Germany somewhere, and he actually was supposed to be on stage, but he got lost.
He's at the Netflix
He's at the
premiere.
Netflix thing, and maybe that, you know what I mean? Like, what if, everybody? I'm very excited for this. It's interesting that they're doing an older Sam Fisher. That's a story that we haven't really gotten from the games, so having this be the continuation of the franchise would be a cool way to go about it. I hope this is like kind of the end of that older Splinter Cell franchise, then we can go into the reboot. Like, this is like kind of like the swan song for the nerd fans like me. But yeah, shout out. I'm going to be watching and reacting to that
Anything
trailer.
but a game. 3
Anything but a
seasons and a
game.
movie, everybody.
Anything but a game. Remember they're doing a VR game and they canceled that one? Fuck.
Via Wario 64, Rogue Prince of Persia launches on Game Pass today. Switch and Switch 2 next year.
Exciting stuff. I played a little bit of it. I thought it's not Dead Cells. You know what I mean? Like, it's made by the team, one of the
yes.
teams that worked on Dead Cells, or at least the DLC. And I just played. I'm like, yeah, it looks cool, but like, I've played these games before, and I just want to play Dead Cells at this point. So, yeah, hopefully you guys like it though.
Another one via Wario 64. Tropico 7 launches on Xbox, PlayStation 5, Steam, Epic Game Store, and Game Pass in 2026.
Oh,
Have you ever played a Tropico, Roger?
I got it for free through like Epic Games once. I booted it up. I'm like, no, not for me.
Okay.
Have you?
Yeah, I tried Tropico 5. Like I bring up a lot with RTSs. I'm more of a, like, kind of like we're getting a war on, and Tropico is not that. It's more of a city builder.
yeah.
And so it's just not my style.
Like the Juice Tropicana.
Roger, let's jump into some super chats, and you're wrong.
Yeah.
And this one,
You want me to go through these?
yeah, why don't you give me a couple?
Benny Be Good says, you got this, Mike. Talking about hosting. See? Thank you for supporting. And I knew he could do it. He did a great job.
knew I
Everybody,
love it. I
what's
love
in the
doing
chat?
it.
Look how
Thank
good
you.
he did. Look how
Only
good he
messed up
did.
about 7 times. Don't worry about
He
it.
did great. He did great. Who is this? It is not showing the Portland. Kevin? Is that the thing? Portland. Do you see the full thing? It's not showing me the name. I'm going to PAX West in Seattle next week. If any KFBFs want to meet up, send me a message and friend request on
What?
Discord at the Portland Kevin. There it is. Shout
PAX
out.
West is next week? Wow.
That's fire.
Damn, we're
Shout
missing
out.
out.
If any KFBFs want to hang out. Icy Wiener, dad to dad, coach to coach. What is the best drill to do for soccer practice
Thank
for
you.
6-year-olds?
I've been waiting for this question.
Oh.
This is not for Rogers. This is for me. I've seen you play soccer. Okay.
You broke my fiance's ankle.
Coach Mike will never live that down. That's one that will stick with me. Yeah, dad to dad, coach to coach, IC Wiener. This is a great question. How I can help your child become better at the most beautiful game, the game of football, is 2 things. But I'm going to start with 1. It's accepting a pass. You have to have proper footwork when the ball is coming at you to know where you want this ball to be. And so there's probably a better term for this, but it's accepting a pass. If I was you and your kid, I would just be kicking balls at them and having them see the ball coming, be able to stop and determine where that ball is going to go. Am I using my foot to kick this upfield? Am I using it to dead stop where I'm at to allow the defender to come towards me and make a move? It's the first touch. Thank you, Blessing. I'm working on first touches in my household right there because I want to be able to know where that next move is going to go as I accept this pass. And also, I need your child to have proper footwork because if I kick a pass at them and it bounces off their forehead, their chest, their knee, their shin, you best believe Coach Mike is benching their ass, okay? So first touch is a big one. Second, just footwork. Just like dribbling a basketball, where I would give
Stretching.
Roger, who's interested in shooting hoops, a basketball and say dribble back and forth through the neighborhood every single day. I want you to be able to touch that ball every single time on both feet, all the time, moving left, right, backwards, forwards, okay? That's how you get it done, IC Wiener. 2.
Also stretch your ankle.
Don't stretch. Never stretch.
Yelsing says, what do we think the max price is before being DOA? I don't think
that was on the handheld.
I don't know. I mean, 550. So I think they're right around there. It's just I don't think that's the lower end of it. Tampico. Looking at Tampico, everybody. What about you?
It's already up there right now, Roger.
Yeah,
it's
I just don't. I think
lot.
pricing has a huge part to play in this, but I also just think the marketing of it is just not right for this specific console. Like if the Steam Deck was $600, I don't think it would be DOA.
No, I think the big one is just like, this is a small market. It's an accessory, right?
Yeah.
This isn't going to be someone's like main console. It's most likely their second gaming device. And so, yeah, I don't think there's a dead on arrival price tag that's going to deter the diehards from getting it. But definitely like over 1,000 is hard to look at, right? Like once we step into like over the 1,000, that would be too much for sure.
Ariel Knight, the homie, super chat says, you did great, Mike.
Thank you.
Out. Calvin,
shout out.
Shout out.
Ariel Knight.
Yeah. Go.
Shout out, homie.
Calvin Perez says Sekiro anime is being made by animation studio that is AI focused. I need to look into that. I don't know what that means. You know what I mean? I think people are just putting AI in front of anything, but that's concerning. Nightlife, Super Chats, says IGN reports Elden Ring not great on Switch 2, so maybe we're already hitting a wall with tech and the Switch 2. I don't know if we're hitting a wall with the Switch 2. I think it's just a matter of porting and like being able to get used to the hardware and the ways to do it. I mean, Cyberpunk looks incredible and runs really well on the Switch 2. So I don't think that there's a world where Elden Ring. I think that also what's it called? That engine maybe not notoriously great when it comes to running on certain things. So. Maybe it just needs more time in the oven right there. I think that's it. That's it for our super chats.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Know your wrongs. Manny Bagel Boy Sanchez, thank you for the context of talking about Xbox Ally is mainly an Asus product with Xbox supporting it.
Yeah.
And then Bander wrote in about Sekiro and the AI.
We'll look into that.
Thank you, Roger, for a great day at Games Daily.
Yeah, and you did
thank you to all of you
thanks
for
hosting.
watching. Yeah, I won't hold that against you for the rest of the week.
When are you going to tell them about the pizza thing?
Roger helped me get scammed this week. Roger actually was the one who got me to get scammed on Instagram. So everybody remember that Roger It's Roger's fault I was scammed on Instagram. That's how we'll end today's Kind of Funny Games Daily. But we're far
Twice.
from done with twice. 2 different people got me.
It is the same person.
And I'll tell you what, I never used Zelle before, but Zelle knows. They were like, don't you do this. And I was like, Zelle, I got to do it. And they were like, just so you know, if this isn't real, we ain't giving you your money back, Mike. And they definitely were like, they knew. Shout out to Zelle.
Had nothing to do with me.
This is Kind of Funny Games Daily. Each and every weekday, we run you through the nerdy news you need to know about live on YouTube, Twitch, and on podcast services around the globe. If you love what we do, consider supporting us with that Kind of Funny membership. Don't forget that this is a full day of live content. We are not close to being
We
done.
have three
we have
Gamescasts.
3 Gamescasts coming on after this, and possibly a VR stream with Mike and Nick. We'll see how late this all goes,
Yeah.
but we're gonna have a fun afternoon of content. And then on Friday, we're playing Mario Kart or Mario Party. Tell all your friends.
Twitch exclusive, everybody. Please show up. This is going to be a big deal, a big event stream. Tell your mama. Holla.
Thank you for watching Kind of Funny Games Daily.